Alright, what's going on, dudes? We are live. How are
Hey,
you?
Hey, how are you guys?
not
I
bad.
can see
Not
Chris's
too
head
bad,
3
not too
times on
bad.
my screen.
3 times?
Why is it
You're a
three
lucky,
times?
you're a lucky guy,
Because he's
man.
never resting, man.
You are a lucky guy. How are you guys? Another HFD podcast, episode 2. Welcome. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe if anyone is brand new to the channel. And yeah, guys, I had a lot of fun last time. How about you guys?
I had fun until I found out what I
Yeah.
tipped.
What a weekend of footy was it? That was a good week of footy, wasn't it? There was not many shit games, was there?
Let me think. Yeah, no, not really.
No, it was pretty good apart from like one blowout. But no, I mean, you guys want to go through all the games and just like, or what just stands out? What was your standout game of the
Had
round?
to be Brisbane.
Of course, you'd say that.
Nah, do you know what I reckon the standout game was? I don't think anyone thought Geelong were going to smack Essendon like that.
Yeah, I didn't think that
I
either.
think that was like the standout game, like standout performance, because everyone was like, Geelong are done, their legs are done, Essendon going to run all over them, and it was like the opposite.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, there was a lot of good games this weekend, and I watched a few of them. But that Carlton Richmond game was very exciting. I know I was watching on Thursday night. Richmond looked like they were going to win, and then Carlton just ran all over them, and it was pretty exciting footy from the Blues.
Cripps look good.
You know what's scary? Scary that Walsh still has to come to that midfield.
Yes.
And like you got Kennedy, Cripps, that Kennedy,
Sarah,
Hewitt. They look scary. Their midfield looks really scary. So
yes,
I tipped Carlton, didn't I? Even though you guys said I didn't.
I think we all tipped him.
Well,
we did.
Quick recap. So the first game, Melbourne knocked off the Bulldogs by 26 points. I think I went the Bulldogs, I believe.
Well, I reckon
I can bring up the tips.
Bring up the tip?
Do you want me to bring up what?
Bring up the tips.
Do you want me to bring up what we tipped for round 1?
Yeah, do that.
I'll bring them up and I'll tell you what the tips were. Okay, so.
Well, we're going to go through the results as well.
Yeah, I'll bring up the tips. I'll bring them up now because I just got a graphic for them. So, round 1, me, KP, went Bulldogs, Blues, Saints, Bombers, Swans, Brisbane, Hawks, Crows, Suns. Johnny went everything identical to me except for Eagles. He went instead of the Suns. Jimmy T actually did really well. He got 7. He went Demons. He only got Tigers and Saints wrong the next 2 games, but he got Cats, Swans, Brisbane, Hawks, Dockers, Suns. And then Chris C actually got, if he didn't go with his heart, like he said to us, he actually would have got us clean sweep. The only one Chris got wrong was Power. And he said that to us, though. He said, I'm going with my heart. I'll take that graphic down. So, yeah, he went with his heart, and that's the only one he got wrong. Even though he knew, even though you knew, Chris, that you guys struggle against Brisbane.
I know. I can't. It's for round 1. I always have to be optimistic about Port. You know what I mean? If you're not optimistic, then what's the point of being a supporter? So, but oh well.
You should.
We'll talk about that game
in a complete different sport. You should be a Man United fan, man. We're never optimistic.
Oh really? Look.
Well, quick recap of the round. So first game, Melbourne beat Demons by 26 points. I don't know if any of you guys watched it.
I watched it.
I watched the first.
Melbourne,
I watched that game and the next game.
It was pretty.
Bulldogs were competitive, but Melbourne ran over the top in the end.
The best thing to come out of that night was the press conference, man.
Yes.
I actually think nothing to do with Morris. I actually think it's a disgrace that they're jumping on Beveridge for backing his team up. Like in England and that, when the managers back up their team, they kick media out. No one cares. Here, he tells the guy to get out, and everyone's jumping on him. Caroline Wilson, like, saying he shouldn't be coaching the team anymore. Get on it, mate. Get lost. He's backing up his team. They're like his sons. He's got to back them up.
He didn't really say anything bad. He was passionate. He wasn't rude
He said to him, "Get out." He goes, "Get out."
Or...
You know, he goes, "You should get out." And like the guy got on his high horse and then got sacked 10 minutes later anyway for being a knob.
Yeah, apparently for unrelated things as well. So
I reckon it was a build-up of things as well. Like, it wasn't just that one incident. It was a lot of things building up.
Because Morris did something to him on grand final day.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
if anyone remembers, he leaked something about the team on grand final day.
Oh, there you go.
And now he did it again this week. And then Beveridge said to him, like, yeah, like, get out. And everyone, like, is questioning if he should coach the team. Like, that Caroline Wilson drilling him. I'm like, calm down. It's...
She's very opinionated.
Yeah, but, like, he's got to back his team. Like, they're like his kids, like I said. Like, you know, it's... Give me a break.
I don't know. Like, maybe he could have gone about it a bit differently. But, like, I was still on his side as well. Like, he just got... You know, these journalists get so much leeway with stuff. It's like, come on. And they're telling him there's other legends telling him to retire.
Yeah, but that's just the way that the game has gone. Like, it's so... You're not allowed to have your own opinion. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
If that was 10 years ago, like, if that was, you know, back in the day and Lee Matthews had done it when he was coaching Brisbane, no one would have cared. Everyone would have went, on your Lee. But now, we got to protect Tom Morris.
I reckon journalists back then weren't as smug as well. It wasn't as bad as it is now. It's just
lame. Like,
you know what I mean?
You know.
Anyway, he got fired, Tom Morris. Anyway.
Yeah, because of
unrelated.
Because he said something towards a female.
Well, there you go. Karma gets you the way out, doesn't it?
To the second game.
Wait, Johnny. Before that game, I was going to say it was very similar to the grand final. And let me just tell, Petrarca is at another level.
He's a good player.
It's like
he is like probably the best player in the AFL right now, I reckon.
I think he's been moved to favourite for Brownlow as well now.
Wow, I think the bloke that me and I think Chris tipped him had a ripper game too against Port, Lockie Neal. He's definitely there with him. He ripped it.
Yeah. Moving on to the second game. Richmond led majority of the game, but the Blues ran over the top in the end, winning by 25 points. Sorry.
I like that game.
I love what Voss has done with the players. Like, just got them playing that hard footy in the middle.
They look really quick, didn't they? Really quick.
I think he's learnt a lot from when he was coaching Brisbane last time. I think he did bad things last time as a coach, but I think he's learnt from that.
I saw a lot of, like, I know it sounds like, you know, I'm biased, but I saw a lot of the way that Port play, the way they
he was assistant there, wasn't he? So
7 years, So yeah, it was really good to see. I was really happy for the Blues, actually, really happy for them. So.
But they've been down for so long, you know. You feel sorry for teams like that, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys do, I don't.
I can.
Well, a lot of ethnics go for. I don't know about your family. Like, I got a lot of uncles and that go for
because
Carlton.
They're all double Blues fans.
And, yeah. So you know, happy for them, I guess.
I support one team. That's it. and
Amanda, my partner, she was actually crying because she was a Blues fan growing up, and she was really.
So what you're trying to say is she's a Judas because she supports Port now?
Oh, she supports both.
I'm only joking.
Judas.
My bapu used to love Carlton because Kernahan played for him.
Oh gosh. So
well, the third game, Collingwood ended up winning by 17 points in a pretty close game against St Kilda.
I picked them.
Collingwood played, I think St Kilda let themselves down in this game, but Collingwood played well.
Yeah, Collingwood did.
Johnny, you did say that it was a must-win game for St Kilda last week, so are you still...
It was, because, they've had the hype, and now, that game is really going to set them back, I reckon.
Yeah.
Mentally as well.
I just don't know what, like you said, they got the hype. What is the hype around St Kilda? Their squad is not that good. I don't get it. It's not when you actually look at it. Are you telling me that's a top 4 team? No way.
No, they're projected to make finals, but Collingwood.
I mean, Collingwood finished 17th last year, so going by that, they should have beat them. But they got a lot of good young players coming through Collingwood now. So, and they got the new coach. They're playing for the new coach as well. So that's what I said last week. They got playing for the new coach.
It was a good game to watch too.
Farhad Amir says, "Hi, HFC FC guys."
Hey,
how you doing?
Farhad,
What's going on, man? Farhad.
Farhad FC is the best.
Well, the next game, boys, Geelong end up smashing Essendon at the MCG. It was over by the first quarter. Essendon were never in it. And you'd think they'd do a bit better with the aging Geelong, but experience prevailed here.
That's why I think I think that was the performance of the round, because I don't think anyone predicted. Even if you tipped them, I don't think anyone predicted like that.
Well, that destroyed my multi. I had them 1-39, and at Geelong I put 1-39, even though I tipped, I think, Essendon. They just blew them away.
There was a shining light for Essendon, though. Their youngster, Nick Martin, had his first game, and he played really well. So,
yes. I got him on my Supercoach team.
Yeah.
He was very good.
So, he was pretty good. But, I don't know. Essendon, I don't know, man. I think they keep playing like that. They're not going to be...
They're looking like a bottom side.
They do.
Yeah, but then again, it's only round one, so...
Yeah, it's only
round one. We'll see what happens, but...
Well, this was another exciting game that we forgot to mention, the Sydney Derby, and that was back and forth until the last, 5 minutes, and Sydney kicked away for 20 points, and that was a really good game.
It was a good game. I watched that one.
Yeah, so both teams looked pretty good.
Yeah, Sydney was just quicker, and their youngsters just got more of the ball, and you know what I noticed in that game? There was no room for anyone to move. Like, as soon as someone got the ball, bang, someone was on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So now Franklin is three goals away from getting the 1,000th goal. Is it safe to say he's going to be the last ever person to do that?
Oh, well, Rochelle started off his career with 5 today, so he's got 995 to go.
I remember the last player to kick 1,000 because I remember watching it with my dad when Tony Lockett did it, and then I remember when Tony Lockett broke the record and everyone stormed the field at the SCG. I don't think...
Was it him or Dunstall was the last person?
Dunstall, yeah, but I remember when Lockett broke the record, like for the most goals ever.
Yeah.
Dunstall's third, I think, but I don't think anyone will kick 1,000 goals again. It will never happen again. It won't happen again because the game's changed.
So, do you think the 10-year contract that Buddy got has been justified? He's coming up to nearly ending that contract.
No premierships. Zero premierships.
Yeah, and I think the last 3 years, remember 1 year he stopped because of depression. Last year he barely played. This year we don't know. I reckon 6 of them were good, let's say, but no premierships. Farhad says he's good, thanks, and tired.
Oh, 2 guys. Poor bloke. I reckon Sydney was great. And are they going to be running on the field when he scores that 1,000 goal?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I remember the last time it happened, and it will happen. Yeah. It has to, because it's never going to happen again.
It happens when somebody kicks 100 in a year. It used to.
It did.
Yeah, but no one kicks 100 in a year.
Last bloke to do it, I think, was for Volta.
If you kick over 50 now, you've had a good year. So.
I wish it would go back to that.
Sydney won that game. It looked like... Sydney won that. And the next game is at the Gabba. Your boys, lost at the end. They were competitive.
They were winning at three-quarter time, weren't they?
Brisbane... Yeah. I think injuries set you guys back maybe in that one.
Yeah, injuries. I mean, we lost Mackenzie. Alia's out for like 8 weeks. Robbie Gray was injured. Dersner was injured. It was just, it wasn't a good night. They went in really hard, like a real tough physical game. And I reckon, just the injuries caught up to them at the end. And that was it. Dan Houston had a ripper game, though, I reckon. And he's looking really good. Ollie Wines was serviceable in the middle. We lacked forward. Our forwards really lacked. Like George Jarvis didn't really. Your Yadi, sorry, Kerry.
Sure.
Yeah, he didn't. He he clunked a few marks, but yeah, his kicking wasn't that great. Marshall wasn't good. Like I like the kid, but yeah, he just wasn't good. And yeah, like there was just too many mistakes. Can you do?
I mean, Travis Boak done it again, over 25 touches for, one of your best midfielders yet again.
Yeah, Travis Boak was awesome. He scored a goal. I mean, our new recruit Finlayson, he did nothing. So his first game did absolutely nothing. He was actually chopping out in the ruck for Scott Lysette.
Danaher kicked four goals, didn't he, for Brisbane?
Yeah, we had no matchup for him. Ali was our only matchup. So when Ali was off, he was just killing us.
Yeah.
So
I mean, tough opening game for you.
And Dixon didn't play, did he?
Nah. And another good player that really played well, Willem Drew. Watch out for him. He's a gun player, but yeah, obviously
he's been around. Been around for a while now, Drew.
He is. He's But hey, look, Brisbane are still a good side, but I don't think like that was the best Brisbane I've ever seen. They were pretty crap, really. Like they weren't they weren't playing their best. I don't think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we were on with full team, it could have any team could have beaten that night. They're not. They weren't.
But isn't that the sign of a championship winning team? They lose when they're bad.
Well, I don't know, man.
What do you mean? That's the oldest saying in the book. A team that loses when they're bad is a championship winning team.
Well, we'll see what happens at the end of the season.
Obviously,
but if they play like that against like a Melbourne, they're finished.
Because they always say that if a team can churn out results when they're not playing bad, once they get good, they'll smash everyone.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's disappointing, but it is what it is. Move on to next week. So.
Well, next game, it was only the Hawthorn and North Melbourne at the bottom dwellers, and Hawthorn got up by 20 points. Nothing really big happened in this match.
Wingard's got yellow hair. Wingard looks like
with his dyed hair.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan kind of thing.
Yeah. Wingard.
David Juniak looked really good for North Melbourne. He's starting to become like the player.
Wingard sucks, man.
Is that the number one pick? Was the number one pick any good?
No, James Horn-Francis played. He played all right.
They said, I didn't watch that game.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hawks. I did pick the Hawks. They got I think they got more older players on there, so I did.
Yeah.
I did think they had more experience. So.
Yeah, North had plenty of chances to win that game, but
I think North it was a pretty competitive hit out though, wasn't it? They didn't look uncompetitive.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
which is good.
Well, the next game was very heartbreaking. The Crows went down to 1 point, and to be fair, we lost that game ourselves the way we kicked. You know what I mean? So I think that's one the Crows had let go. We should have won that one.
Oh, you can say that about Freo because Freo's accuracy was really bad. So
we weren't talking just by goal score. It's just by turning the ball over with our sloppy kicking.
Oh, yeah.
Our turnovers were ridiculous in that game.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we had the shining light. Rochelle kicked 5.
Good,
and a couple young midfielders look good. So the future is bright for the Crows, but I doubt we'll play finals, and I think in the next couple of years we might shape up.
I reckon Nix should get sacked already.
1 second.
You hate Nix, don't you?
I just don't know what the hype is with him. Like, go get a coach that's. I don't know.
Johnny G was so upset about that comment. He actually walked out.
Yeah, I don't know. John. I don't know how much John likes him either, to be honest. But I just don't. Yeah.
Who are we talking about? Nix.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's his first senior job, so I think the expectation for the Crows are pretty low. So he probably will pass as long as we play competitive like that.
So if we finish in the bottom 3, does he deserve the sack?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably. I would expect us to finish higher than 14th. But
we heard that here first. With the millions and millions of people.
I was watching it live, and that bounce
had to bounce in.
The end there. And it bounced the other way. It was just so unlucky, man. So unlucky.
Yeah, but you like John said, in sports, you create your own luck. And with all their unforced errors and all that, things aren't going to go your way because when you make errors, you create your own luck.
Yeah. I mean, Freo did kick like, what was it?
11-17, I think.
Yeah, so they were hitting the sticks, it just couldn't score either. So, but no, it was an entertaining match.
Yeah,
very entertaining.
Good pressure for the pros.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be upset about it. Who they're playing? Oh, we'll get to
I'd be upset. I'm upset about it.
Well, to round off round one, Gold Coast beating West Coast over in WA, and once upon a time you couldn't win against West Coast and WA,
especially
from Gold Coast.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so you can just tell, Chris's prediction of West Coast finishing bottom, is a good shout.
Well, even them and Essendon, one of them two.
Yeah, you reckon Essendon bottom?
I hope not, because because
you reckon they
got smacked.
Geelong's an old team, man. Geelong have been. John, I think, said it last week. No matter how old they are, whatever, they've still been competitive for. I mean, they made finals how many years out of the last 10 years? Like, they're a good team still. They might be older, but if they get a hold of you, they'll spank you.
Yeah, but KP, this is round one. These guys have just come out of pre-season training. They're fit.
Yeah,
they're
but
really fit,
some people, and I know this from experience, some people don't get going till round 3 or 4, because full-on proper matches just is something different. And the young boys, like the older boys, usually peak earlier in the season because they've got a body that's had pre-seasons in it, whereas young boys don't have those pre-seasons in them. They need a couple rounds to get going. Yeah. That's just from experience. But
we'll see what happens. But I'm still saying West Coast will be.
I think West Coast will do worse than Essendon.
I mean, like if you're losing to Gold Coast
at home, I'm shocked with that.
Home, I mean, but then again, I'm not going to put anything away from Gold Coast. They played really well, and their youngsters really at the end there really shone. Like those what's his name, Rankin, and Lacosis, all those guys, man. There was a few other guys. Can't remember their midfielder. Who's that midfielder that's really good in their team? He's in your team. Took? Is it Took?
Took Miller, right?
Took Miller,
yeah. Yeah, he's a gun. So they've got some good players, man, and the way they're playing is really good. So, Gold Coast are not going to be easy beats. So.
No, well, that rounds up round one. A few exciting games here.
I reckon before we start the next round, guys, let's have a look at the scores.
Yes.
Of the leaderboard of.
Listen, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to put up this leaderboard. He wants me to put up the leaderboard for the fantasy, but the one thing I'm going to say about the leaderboard for Supercoach is it means nothing now because you don't play each other.
Not the fantasy.
That's right.
You want the tipping? The tipping, I'll bring it up. Footy tipping leaderboard. The footy tipping leaderboard is up. So, Big Man is on 8, Jimmy T is on 7, KP on 5, and the Oracle is on 4.
All right.
I don't know what happened there. He's doing a dance next to his number 4 as well.
So, guys, we'll be doing it every week. So we'll put our tips out, and then whoever wins, I don't know.
Whoever loses is doing the noodle chili challenge.
Whoever wins, we take out for a schnitzel.
I reckon whoever loses does a chili challenge live. I'm going to lose on purpose.
All right, so bring up the Supercoach one as well if you want to have a look.
I don't know why we're bringing this one up.
It's just warm up
just
at
the moment. I brought it up for Chris. Chris wanted it up.
But look, guys, I'm like second, guys. If you want.
So Chris got 2,331 points. John got 2,155. Where's Jimmy T?
I'm second.
Yeah, you're second. Jimmy T got 2,057, and I got 2,004.
Fahad FC, watch out for him.
Fahad FC got 2,198. Team Adelaide, he ripped it. He got 1345, so he's a champion.
I reckon if you can get over 2,000, you're doing well.
Yeah, of course. That's always the. We've had a chat, man. Zakal says, "Hi, Johnny, KP, and Chris. How are ya?" Hey, Zakal.
Zakal. How's it going?
We've got to big up Zakal, man. He's there all the time supporting us.
He is legend. All right,
boys.
What's on the fixture, guys? What's
I think the first
week?
match is a killer match.
Yes, round 2, Marvel Stadium, Bulldogs versus Carlton. That'll
Thursday
be a ripper.
night, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to write the tips down, so then I don't have to go through the whole video.
All right. Well, we'll let John start with a preview for the game, and then we can give our tip at the end.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Well, Bulldogs lost their first game against Melbourne. They were looking to win this one for sure. And Carlton looked very good against Richmond, especially in that second half. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Carlton looked very good. I watched that game at the pub, and I was, they look very quick as well.
Did they look really good because you watched it at the pub, or they were good?
Nah. Maybe because of the atmosphere. There was a few Richmond supporters, and I was going for the Carlton boys. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really quick game, this one. Both teams like to move the ball quick, and it's going to be exciting footy.
It's funny, it's round 2, but like it sort of comes to a point where it's not must win, but Western Bulldogs won't want to lose.
Yeah, well, that's it. They don't want to go zipping too, that's for sure.
Not many teams have made the finals going zipping too. There's not many.
Fahad says FC champion, Johnny.
I love you, Fahad.
Listen, I think I know what you said, Chris. I think even if they do lose, they'll probably still make the finals, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, probably.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know it's probably doesn't make it easy, but.
So I think Bulldogs will go favourites in this game.
I reckon, like, the Bulldogs, after that whole Luke Beveridge thing, I don't know, like, when something like that happens, they kind of tend to, I don't know, fall away, like, because it takes away from what they're doing, and it distracts the playing group. So, I don't know, I just think the Bulldogs are coming up against a real red-hot Carlton, so I don't know.
All right, well, because you're leading, Chris, you're going to have the honours of tipping first.
Well, as I said, I watched Carlton, and their midfield was unreal. Can they match Bulldogs' midfield? I reckon they can. The way they were going, the way they were hunting, I reckon they can do it. And, even their backline's firing, Doherty, and their forwards are firing as well. So I reckon Carlton for me, guys. I'll go Carlton again.
Carlton.
All right, I'll go. I think the Bulldogs, they lost to the best team in the comp, so I'm not going to look too much into that. And I do believe Carlton beat a Richmond team who are rebuilding. So I reckon Bulldogs to bounce back here in a close one. So I'm going against the big man in the Doggies.
Yeah.
Doggy.
All right,
okay.
Before I give out my tip, I'll read a couple chats here. So Zakal says, completely off topic, McDonald's are bringing out a new Szechuan sauce coming out on the 31st of March, big man, at McDonald's. He said, let me know if it tastes better than the spicy, sticky barbecue sauce.
Did he say Szechuan?
Yeah, Szechuan sauce.
Oh, that reminds me of Rick and Morty, man, of Rick loving the Szechuan
like the
sauce.
Asian style. Fahad says Fahad FC is Chris's backup team. If you know, you know, I guess. And Zakal says, hi,
Chris,
Fahad, how are you?
You better not manipulate it. If you play Fahad's team and you put all these good players on the
outed
bench.
him. He just outed Chris. Outed Chris. Fahad just outed him.
Chris,
you just got outed
Chris
by
is
Fahad.
dodgy, mate. Chris is dodgy.
I helped him with the team.
Thanks, man. You got outed. And then Zakal says, hi, Fahad, how are you?
You helped him. You helped him.
That's the best.
I helped him with the team, man. Look, he's doing well, isn't he? He's like up the top. He's like top 4.
Yeah, he better do well against you. That's what I can
Fahad,
say.
if you're listening, man, just change your team name to Chris 2.0. It's all right. We forgive you. All right, yeah. I'm going to actually, again, this seems like a trend, but I'm going to go with John again. I think the Bulldogs will bounce back. I hope Beveridge kicks out about 7 people from his press conference. They can, stop being lame journalists. And I reckon Bulldogs are going to win.
What's with you guys, man? Like, it didn't work for you last time, KP.
I just actually reckon Bulldogs are a better team than Carlton. That's just the reason.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
You know, I'm not saying it's going to be right.
Is that Thursday night?
Yes. Fahad is laughing, so he knows. If you know, you know, I guess. And Fahad says, "Good, Zakal. Thanks. How are you, mate?" There you go. Some interactions. All right, Johnny can take it to the next round. Next game, sorry.
Next game, Sydney versus Geelong at the SCG. Both teams got good wins. Geelong, had a training game against Bombers. It's a pretty close on the betting. They've, Sydney are slight favourites here. I think because of the home ground advantage. I think if this was played in Melbourne, I think Geelong would be favourites. So tough one to call. Who's got some thoughts on that one?
Well, I agree. I think because it's in Sydney, and they obviously played GWS already, so they don't have to travel at all. They're going to be fresh as. So I think it really goes in their favour because the fact that they play GWS, they haven't had to go anywhere. I think they're going to be fresh as. Yeah.
I think GWS were a harder opposition than Essendon.
That's what I reckon. I reckon Sydney beat a better team than Geelong did. And Fahad says, Johnny, we'll make another team next week, man. So we can fill the 18th team. Johnny can have a second team too with Fahad. There you go.
Just completely dodging
the system. We just got 12 teams happening from the boys. I like it. But yeah, I can go first on that one. From what I just said, I reckon Sydney will be fresh because they don't have to travel. You know what footballers are like. Traveling to them is like they've got the C word. That's how they act. And I reckon Sydney will win. I'll tip Sydney.
Yeah.
I think they'll be too quick for. I think they're too young and quick for Geelong. I think personally.
Yeah, man. Sydney look pretty good.
Well, I tip Sydney. I tip Sydney to make top 4, so I got to go with them.
Well, as you guys said, that we're playing at the SCG, so Sydney play really well there, and Geelong's playing a better opposition. I don't know. I just like the look of Sydney. Geelong, I don't know. They're old. The same thing as last week. Like we're saying, they're old.
Never write off old people, man. Cristiano Ronaldo's 37.
Yeah, but I reckon the pressure that Sydney are going to bring is definitely going to hold them in good stead, and they're going to get the win. So Sydney for me, guys.
The point I'll make before John goes is Geelong actually do play well at the SCG because it's very similar to Skilled. It's a small ground. So that's another thing to think about. That's why they do play well there, because it's a similar ground to Skilled.
Is it?
It's very small. That's why they play good at Skilled and Sydney and SCG, because they're small.
Okay.
Narrow grounds.
John, did you do your tip as well? I didn't hear it.
Not yet. Look, I think this is going to be a completely different game for Geelong. They're going to really up against the walls in this one. I think Sydney easy, boys. I think Geelong's going to regress here and get touched up, about 5 goals here. So Sydney easy for me.
Cool. No
Is
worries.
5 goals considered a touch-up in footy? It's like you score that in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I suppose. I think what would you say? 40
I reckon that's what I reckon. The betting line 1 to 39. If it's above that, that's a touch-up. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. What you said for.
What's a smashing? 10 goals is a smashing.
10 goals is smashing.
Yeah. Well, next game I think will be quite an exciting game. We've got Collingwood versus the Crows in the MCG. Collingwood looked pretty good against St Kilda, but I think St Kilda really let themselves down, and Crows were very competitive against Freo. But this is a hard game to pick.
Oh man, this is hard. This is really hard.
I mean, if the Crows play like they did against Freo, they should win, because Freo are better, I believe, than Collingwood. But it's at the MCG.
We're notoriously bad there.
Yeah, Collingwood came off a win. Both young teams are playing each other here, so it's hard to predict this one.
We should let Chris go first.
Oh man, this is a hard one, man. All right, I'll go first. I'm gonna go only because it's home ground advantage. I'll go Collingwood, only because that's it really. Like Adelaide could actually win it, so I don't know, but I'll go Collingwood.
Oh.
But I can't. I can't make it like it's one of those games where you just got no idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a neutral like yourself and to tip, it is still a hard one. It's even a hard one to me as that I'm a Crows fan. So,
like if I were playing at home, I would pick Crows.
Yeah.
So Collingwood for me, just because of home ground.
KP.
All right. Well, I'll read out a couple of chats as well before I go. Zakal touched that. He's a Sydney fan. He's talking about the Geelong game. He wants to know what NRL team John follows. I think he asked him that last week. And Fahad says, Chris helps me make my team. He's very good at teaching stuff, guys. If you want to learn something, ask the big man. He's just dobbing Chris in again.
I just helped him make his team, man, because he didn't know what he's doing.
What team do you follow in the NRL, John? Do you follow a team?
Storm.
He said the Storm. That's right, last week. That's right. And they beat the Rabbitohs. So there you go. Chris is. I'm gonna actually go. Listen, I'm a diehard Crows fan, and I'm tipping Collingwood.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm not gonna give any reason. I just think the Crows suck. Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Crows win. I hope Rochelle kicks another 5 and they win. But we're notoriously bad at the MCG. We're notoriously bad against Collingwood. 2-2. I just think, I know it's, you should never go on things like that, but I'll tip Collingwood.
I think the Crows actually match up pretty well against Collingwood. I think our midfield right now with Crouch back in there and Keys looks like he's going to step up another level. I'm not sure if Roy Laird's coming back or not, but we've got some excitement about us. It is a hard game to pick. Look, because you guys both went Collingwood, I have to go the Crows, and I think Crows just by a goal.
You got to catch up in tippings, man. You're bottom, so.
Crows by a goal. Look, I'm not going to pick Crows every game of the year. I'm not that silly, but I do believe we can win this game.
Next week, Crows will be at the Gabba. John's like, Crows, they can do it.
We'll play Melbourne and MCG, Crows.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but Port's the top 4 side. Like they should be able to give them a go.
That's hilarious.
That's fun.
All right. We're moving on to the next game. We've got the Bombers versus the Lions at Marvel Stadium. Obviously, the Bombers look pretty bad against Geelong, and Brisbane did enough, we'll say, to beat Port. So both teams are fully firing, but it's looking one way in this game, doesn't it, lads?
Yeah.
It is.
Listen,
But
I tipped Brisbane for the flag, so I'm going to just say Brisbane.
Any reasons?
I just think they're better. Like I said,
Lachie
Lachie Neale is he's got to be top 3 player in the comp, doesn't he? And he had a ripper game against Port. Like they're just Danaher. Is Essendon going to have anyone to go Danaher? I don't know. Doubt it.
They don't match up well, do they?
And it's his old club, Danaher, so he probably want to pump a few too. That's what blokes are like against their old clubs. So just Brisbane. They're just better team, I think, and they don't match up well, like you're saying. I'll go Brisbane.
I don't think
no upset here, lads.
I don't think Essendon wants to get belted like they did last week, or
they're definitely going to have to step it up, aren't they?
Well, they have to, man, because the truck's going to be in trouble, man. The truck will be in trouble.
The truck. I can just hear him backing up at the moment. Zakal says, where is Jimmy T not around on the live chat? Yeah, you're telling me, Zakal.
He's 1-800. So.
If only we had that graphic.
that graphic is on the footy tips. It's hilarious.
Chris, what do you reckon?
I reckon we can't go past the Lions. I think, they're going to be too good for Essendon. Where is it? Marvel Stadium? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. They're going to be too good for them over there. Even though Essendon do play Marvel pretty well and they're pretty fast, but I just think they've got too much guns in their team, and they'll run all over Essendon, I reckon. But I don't know. I hope Essendon don't get smashed. I hope they're competitive because that's what you want to see. You don't want to see them get smashed every week. We'll see what happens. But Lions for me, guys. Lions for me.
Yeah. I'll probably go to Lions as well. It's too risky trying to catch up the tips, picking Essendon on that one because the way they played against. I mean, you can't pick the Bombers the way they played against Geelong. You know what I mean? If they were competitive, I probably think they could upset the Lions here, but they weren't competitive at all.
You should try catch up tips on the next game.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, Lions for me too. I think they'll probably win easily, lads.
I think they're going to do it.
Yeah. I reckon Danaher kicks 6 or 7 on his old side.
I reckon he does them. He does his old club hard.
It's going to be a bad start for the Bombers, unfortunately, if you're a Bomber fan.
Do they have fans? I'm not sure.
I think they got more fans than GWS, I think.
KP, you didn't tip. Did you tip?
I said Brisbane.
Yeah,
I went first. I said Brisbane. I said I think that Danaher and Neil and that is just too much for them. I said it like what you said. I think Danaher's going to smack them.
Yeah, no worries. All right, cool.
Saturday night, lads, the Adelaide Oval, we've got Port versus Hawthorn. Port, played all right against Lions, but ended up losing, and Hawthorn ended up beating North Melbourne in MCG. So, yeah, take it away, Mr. Port.
Before Chris goes, I think this is what you said, John. I think this is... You said Sydney are going to smack Geelong. I think this is the smacking of the round.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We have
Mitchell.
a few injuries. We have to fill a gap at the back with Aliria. So there's a guy called Skinner that we picked up. He used to play for Brisbane. So he's a backman. We might be putting him back in there. Or we could use Finlayson to cover the whole down back. It just depends on who plays and who comes in. Look, for me, Port's going to win it because I don't know if it's going to be a smashing because we got so many injuries.
Yeah.
But I think we should win. But do we win comfortably? I don't know. We always do struggle against Hawthorn. So, and they're going to be booing Wingard as well. So
that guy didn't get booed when he played for you? I hate Wingard. He just annoyed me. It's like every time someone used to hit him hard, it's like he wanted to go cry. You could see it in his face.
I feel like if I was a coach, I'd put Wingard on the ball. I don't know why he's not on the ball.
It's like they want him to be this small forward. Like, just put him on the ball.
Yeah. He does well on the ball. There's like a spark in there for him. I don't know why. He plays forward.
I watched Hawthorn play the other day, and they look pretty good. So. It's not going to be easy, man. It won't be easy, especially with their injuries, but I think Port will get the job done.
Yeah, KP.
I reckon Port smash them. Who Hawthorn beat North Melbourne, man? Like, North Melbourne they're cellar dwellers, aren't they?
Port aren't going to lose 2 in a row. I
think Port do them. Like, it's actually, they do them pretty comfortably. I'm not going to say it's like out of the park smashing.
So that's your smashing.
I think they do them comfortably. Yep.
If Port loses, watch out, Hinkley.
If Port loses, but I've said this is his I said it to you last week. This is his defining year. I think he should get the sack if he doesn't win a flag this year. That's me. I know that's harsh to say, but
I know it is harsh, but that's the reality.
I think even if he doesn't make the top 4, he's failed. He's got to. He's falling on his sword this year, I think. And if he loses to Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval, the Port fans would not be happy.
Yeah.
And I don't think even, I just don't want to see, the injuries, I think, are an excuse. Because
everyone gets injured.
Those excuses. That's right. So we'll see what happens, guys. But, Port will win, I reckon.
Yeah, it's 3 Ports to win that one. It wasn't hard to tip that one. I think, Port match up very well, against Hawthorn. And,
it's just it depends on who goes where, because there's a few injuries. So they reckon that Dersma and McKenzie could be coming back in, but they're a bit sore. Same with Robbie Gray, so they're getting assessed. But Aliria is out for 8 to 10 weeks. So
Aliria is the big one. The other guys, I think, are replaceable for you, but Aliria is probably hard to replace.
Very hard.
But still got enough to beat Hawthorn easy. So
I think so. Yeah. I mean, Butters and Houston. I don't know if you saw the way they played. They were really good. and there's a few other good players. Boak was good. Wines was good. There was a few really bad mistakes that a few of them did, but I mean that's not ring rust. That's just rust.
You going to the game, CC?
I'm not sure. I got a birthday party that night, so.
Well, your injury list at the moment, looking at, I've got it up, is Alia 5 to 6 weeks, Cleary 3 to 4 weeks, Charlie Dixon still 3 weeks away, Dersma test, Fantasia 8 weeks away, Robbie Gray test, Farrell 4 weeks away, and Mackenzie test.
Yeah, I like Fantasia. I think he's
but he's 8 weeks away.
8 weeks away. Yeah. So
and even exciting. When we talked about the Sydney Geelong game, even it's not even certain that Cameron's playing in that either. We didn't touch on that.
Yeah, he got concussed.
He's on a test, it says, so.
Yeah. He might win. They normally miss one game with a concussion like that.
You know.
But it depends how we play. It's all going to go down. By the end of the day, we'll see how we are, and then we've got the showdown the week after, so we want to be ready to go for that showdown, you know?
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, next game we've got Gold Coast Suns versus Melbourne at Metricon. Both teams come off a win. Both teams look pretty good. Obviously, Melbourne are the champions and Gold Coast the Gold Coast. So, look, it's not. I don't think it's straightforward picking the Melbourne Demons here, but it's hard not to pick the Demons in this match. If you guys could build a case for Gold Coast here, I'd love to hear it.
Oh, listen, they're at home, so they won, and they're at home, so they'll be confident. But that's your case there. Like, they're going to be confident because they won, and they're at home. They're playing Melbourne in Gold Coast, so.
The Gold Coast played on the Sunday, and Melbourne obviously played on the Wednesday, so they've got an extra 4 days rest here as well.
Exactly. I reckon it's hard. It's hard to, like, Gold Coast just came back from the West.
Yeah,
so it's a big flight.
If it wasn't the Demons, you have some more faith picking. Gold Coast here.
I would, and they did beat a depleted West Coast side by how many points? 20 points.
Yeah, but then again, you tipped West Coast to be wooden spooners. So who did they beat?
That's what I'm saying. So
and West Coast were competitive in that game. They're winning a few times in that match.
And you know what? Watching Melbourne play against the Bulldogs, they just had this extra gear that they went in. And Petrarca he was just awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can stop that. I don't think anyone can stop that.
Definitely not Gold Coast.
No, I'm going Melbourne, guys. Melbourne, an easy lock for me.
Yeah, I agree. John said it's not a foregone, but I think it is a I think Melbourne. I mean, now that I've tipped them, Gold Coast probably win, so you've heard it here first. But
I think Gold Coast are going to be competitive as more than we think they will be in this match. I don't think it'll be a smashing.
But you just can't go past.
I think Melbourne won the 39 is a safe bet here, boys.
I agree.
Yeah, Melbourne. All right, cool.
Yeah, 3 Melbournes, easy one.
3 Melbournes.
This is bad. Yeah. We're tipping very similar tips. I reckon we're all going to tip the same one in the next one too. I've got a big feeling.
Well, the next game I don't find really exciting.
This is the worst game.
Maybe because I hate
the worst game of the year. I hate both these teams. These are the much two hate teams.
What is it?
It's North Melbourne versus West Coast, Marvel Stadium, midday on Sunday.
I won't be watching this one.
I'll be at work, so I'll be like, oh, geez, I got to watch this game at work.
Yeah, this is a lame game.
But yeah, boys, look, North Melbourne played some good footy against Hawks, and West Coast had some decent moments against Gold Coast, but both teams be fighting wooden spooners, I think, this year.
So.
And I think North Melbourne will be a bit higher than West Coast, I think. I don't think West Coast will be able to win many games away, if not at home. But the West Coast are actually favourites in this game, lads. By the bookies. Yes. So I don't think it's straightforward here, lads. I think you could be one or the other.
I'm going to go North because they're playing home, and I like the way they played. I just think I think they're going to win their first game against West Coast, and West Coast are going to be on 0-2 for the first time in years.
The thing with North, you look at their forward line, they're relying on Goldstein now to kick a lot of their goals up front because James Horn-Smith is only young and Stevenson, he's all right as a player, but I don't rate him too much. I think North Melbourne have the worst forward line in the league.
They probably do,
So, and I don't know if West Coast got Darling and Kennedy still in the team?
Well,
Darling, no, because with the COVID
he's
stuff,
not playing.
no.
Kennedy's playing.
He didn't want the vaccine.
But they're missing, I mean, there's no Sheed.
Sheed
for 8 weeks. Shuey, I got it here, is about 6 weeks, I think it says. Yeah, he's out. Allen, 5 weeks. Greg Clark, 6 weeks. Cripps, 5 weeks.
Yeah, there's some big players there.
Elliot Yeo, 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
So they're missing, some of their best players, and they're going to Marvel.
I think. Jeez, I don't know, boys. So you're going North, Chris?
I'm going North because I just think it's home ground, and I like the way they played on the weekend.
Gee,
it's a hard one, huh?
It comes down to me. You know, if Gold Coast were playing Hawthorn, who would you pick?
If Gold Coast were playing Hawthorn in Brisbane, I'd pick Gold Coast. But if it was in Tasmania, I'd pick Hawthorn. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
So who's the better team, Gold Coast or Hawthorn?
I think Gold Coast have got more upside.
Yeah, probably Gold Coast. But I just think with those sort of teams, home ground is a big factor. Like with Melbourne, I don't really think home ground is a huge factor. Wherever they go, they're going to be in the game. But those teams that aren't that good, home ground is a huge factor, I think.
And you have to remember as well, it's Gold Coast as well. We've got a lot of players coming back, like Rao. He's a gun. So I'll pick Gold Coast over Hawthorn for sure.
For me, it just depends where it is.
Yeah,
I think North Melbourne are going to be more desperate to win this one. I'm going to go North. I think because they've been down for so long, they want to start winning games, obviously, and I think it's not as straightforward as you think it is. This tip, but North Melbourne.
No, it's not easy.
I'm going to make it a clean sweep and go North Melbourne.
All right, there you go. Well, this game is,
the last one.
Second to last.
Second to last.
We've got Richmond versus GWS at the MCG. Richmond are actually favourites at the moment. I don't know what's happening. Like, are the bookies rating Richmond this year, or am I missing something? Because I thought they were in a rebuild.
They've got a team very similar to their 2020 Premiership team, they said. So that means they're obviously a bit older, but they still got a lot of Premiership players in that team. So they're thinking they'll be competitive, I'm guessing.
And Toby Green, is he still out?
Doesn't he get 5-6 weeks or something? Prestia, I've got here. Prestia's out for 4 weeks. Rewalt's out for another 2. Vlauston's out for 2. Banks out for 2. And Camden McIntosh is a test. And obviously that one from GW, what's his name? Green is out for 5-6 weeks, isn't he?
So basically in GWS, it's just Green.
I'll find it now. GWS has got Buckley's out for 12 weeks. Brent Daniels, 8 weeks. Toby Green is back round 6. Jesse Hogan is a test. Stone, 6 weeks. And Zach Sproul, 6 weeks.
I like
Hogan and Green are big names there.
But Hogan missed round 1 already, didn't he?
Yeah.
Is it MCG?
Yes.
Oh man, you can't go against Richmond at the MCG against a travelling side.
Can you do that last week?
Well, who wants to kick off for this one?
Didn't you go against them at the MCG last week?
Last one. No, I picked.
That's what I'm saying. You went against them.
But Carlton's from.
I know, but still.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, both teams have lost. Both teams will be desperate to win. They don't want to go on to these two because they both think they're playing finals.
So if Port were going to play Richmond now, big man, would you be confident?
Never confident against Richmond. Never. I'm never confident against.
What about
not
Brisbane?
Really.
You don't think Brisbane go there and do them?
I mean, Richmond of old, you'd be confident, but you're only saying that from Richmond of late. Really.
I don't know.
I think I'd tip Brisbane against Richmond and Port probably.
You've got this love with.
No, I just think they're better. I'm agreeing with John. I thought they were in a rebuild too. I just thought they were. Well, I'm trying to think of teams. I'm trying to think of good teams outside of Melbourne. They're like the only one, aren't they? Besides Port and Brisbane. I said Port first.
Yeah, well, this is an interesting game because like whoever loses this one goes 0-2. So.
And both looking for finals, Woody.
Yeah. Oh man, you go first, Johnny. This one, you gotta go first.
Look, I think, gee.
He was about to say GWS, but he just said G.
Richmond were looking good against Carlton majority of the game.
That guy, what's his name? Shea Bolton. How good was he?
Yeah, he was good. But Carlton just, it was all Carlton in that last quarter, and a bit with the same with GWS. They looked really good against Sydney, and half of the last quarter was all Sydney. So both teams lost their game very similarly. So, gee, I think Sydney's a better team than Carlton. If I just put that out there, I think GWS lost to a better team. Oh yeah, man,
true. It's a hard one, eh? Come on, Johnny.
I'm going to go GWS, lads.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll put the plunge first because I think you guys might go Richmond, so I might have a chance of catching one here. So I'm going to go GWS. Okay. Just like BWS, the alcohol, I'm going GWS.
I like it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, because I watched that Sydney game and GWS did. I watched both games, but yeah, GWS had some. They look really good at the moment, and I think they got really good inside-out players.
Yeah. I reckon.
But Richmond Martins look pretty good too, and so did
Bolton look good.
Yeah, and Shea Bolton looked good too. But besides that, I don't think Richmond. I think GWS has better players. Okay. But then, Richmond are favourites here, lads. So I've gone against the grain. So it's GWS.
I'm going Richmond.
For me, you going Richmond?
Yeah, I'm going Richmond. I just think they're not going to win.
I was anticipating this.
Yeah, I'll just go Richmond. I don't know. It's just something different. And it's a hard game to pick because, they sit in the same kind of category, even though you guys did think they were rebuilding. But there are some good players in Richmond still. So I think they should get the job done in MCG. But it'll be... I wouldn't be surprised if GWS wins, though. Wouldn't be surprised, but Richmond for me.
I'm a Bays fan, so I'm going to go with the Tigers. Richmond.
The Tigers. All right. Well, 2v1 there. It could go either way at that match, so at least we can all agree on that one. You know what it is?
I actually hate both those teams with passion.
What did GWS do to you, man?
GWS should be... They shouldn't even be a team. That's why.
Crows were smashing GWS for ages till we become shit.
I loved GWS when we used to smash them, and then...
and then it became good.
When they started beating us, it was terrible.
Yeah. All right. So
last game we got, boys, is in the West. Freo versus Saints. Freo got that good 1-point win, and St Kilda looked pretty lackluster against Collingwood.
I'm going. Shall I go first?
You can.
I think it's going to be
Nat Fyfe is a test. He's back. He's hurt his back a little. They said he's on a test.
Angus Brayshaw looked really good for Freo. Looks like he's going to step up another level this year.
He's good.
Yeah.
And St Kilda, like you said, Kerry, it's hard to pick except for Jack Steele. And
Billings is all right.
But they're just not like.
Yeah, but they don't have any. They don't have any superstars besides Jack Steele, really. Like
what's even their forward line? You look at it. I know you said North Melbourne's the worst forward line, which I agree with, but you just look at the Saints. It's not. I don't know. It's just there's nothing about. I don't know why that's meant to be anticipated doing so good because they've got a coach that's failed previously as well. He's not. It's not like he's a premiership winning coach or anything. Ratton. He failed at Carlton. They got a team that's not that crash hot. So I just, I don't know. Like, even let's say Fife is in full flow. Who's going with him from St Kilda? I don't know. Like, it's.
I think ever since Fife's injury, what was
Isn't
that
it
bad
back?
injury he got?
Isn't it his back again?
He broke his leg.
Did he?
Yeah, he's never been quite the Nick Fife of
No,
Brownlow.
he's not been that Nat Fife. The Nat Fife that won 2 Brownlows was one of the best. He was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yet again, he's still a good player and he can still control the game if he really wants to. So it's Freo for me, boys. I think it's similar for you.
Yeah, Freo for me, guys. I think at home it's too strong. Watching him play against the Crows, they were really good, and I don't think. I just don't.
Saints just look crap, don't they? They didn't look good at all.
Yeah, nah. Collingwood made them. Collingwood is not that great either. Like they finished 17th last year and they touched them up. So
I love the Saints because we beat them in a grand final, but Freo. Yeah.
I feel sorry for Saints fans because
they haven't won a flag since 1962.
They just can never get there. You know what I mean? But then again, I feel
they had their chance when they played Collingwood that game, and they drew, right?
Yeah.
And Nick Riewoldt, when he like took liberties, and Nick Maxwell went back and spoiled that. Like they should have won. The minute they drew that game, they were never going to win. Like they had their chances to win flags, but they've lost them themselves.
Yeah. All right.
When's Jimmy T put his tips in? Better be before the game starts.
Because he tips at work, so he just puts his tips in.
He tips at work, so he'll give me the tips soon. So, but yeah, guys, that's going to be interesting round of footy for sure.
How many different tips have we done? John obviously did GWS, different to us.
So you guys did Bulldogs, and I did Carlton, and then we all did Sydney. Then Collingwood.
I think I went to Crows.
You went to Crows, we went Collingwood. Lions, we all picked Lions.
John could catch a few.
Oh, actually, Melbourne, yeah, and North. We all picked North Melbourne.
John gets the Crows and GWS. He could come up.
So yeah, Richmond, GWS.
Or I could go straight back down.
Or you could just be done.
That's really interesting, man. I can't wait for that.
I think this is a great round for a good multi with teams to win here. Because they're paying pretty well.
Good game, yeah.
Sydney at home are paying $1.71. I think Sydney are going to win.
I think
beat the Cats.
You know what you should do, Johnny? You should do a multi, and then we'll put it onto our Instagram page, and then if anyone wants to follow it, they can.
We've got the Lions at $1.50.
That's good. And that's just outright. Sydney into Brisbane, like that's good, just outright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even North Melbourne, you'd think North Melbourne are going to win this. It's $2.11.
Port playing at Adelaide Oval?
And Freo on $1.52. So if you put those 4 in, you're looking at about 8 to 1.
Adelaide Oval, what are they paying?
Port are paying $1.21.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's accumulator. You know what I mean?
So what out of all those games, which one are you guys looking forward to the most?
Crows.
Collingwood. Looking forward to my team.
Yeah.
But saying that, it's going to be. I think Thursday night's game is going to be real good watch.
I reckon that will be the best game of the round, the first one. But the game I'm looking forward to, obviously, is because I support Adelaide. I think the first 2 games will actually be good ones to watch: Bulldogs, Carlton, and Sydney, Geelong.
Yeah, they will be
games to watch.
Yep. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Gold Coast does against Melbourne. I'm really interested.
I think it'll be closer than we think. I think Melbourne will win, but
yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Gold Coast are going to show that they can play some footy.
I think Richmond GWS will be interesting because, like you said, if Richmond lose at home, zip and 2, and they lose at the MCG as well, that's pretty damning for them.
Well, a lot of the expert pundits have put GWS ahead of Richmond to get in the top 8 this year. So I think the expectations are a bit more for GWS. So I think both teams losing 0-2 would be pretty bad start.
On what you said, John, Rory Laird is having a test this week, man.
What happened? I'm not sure. Did he get injured?
You're not sure if he was back, but test. So you would think he'd play.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, Crows haven't got that many injuries.
Crows have got
I'd
Laird,
love-
Test, McPherson, 1 to 2 weeks, and Seedsman concussion ongoing. That's it. They got a very low injury. Smallest in the league.
I'm looking forward to Seedsman come back. Seedsman's more run.
Is that this week, Seedsman?
It just
It
says
might be this
concussion
week.
ongoing, so you don't know.
We're quick. The Crows a couple of seasons ago, we were very slow, and now we've become a very quick team. So
yeah,
looking good. Looking good.
Oh well, and then the week after we've got the showdown. It's going to be interesting, guys.
Crows home game.
Crows will win by like 47.
Can we lock in that tip now?
I'm going to tip the Crows. You know I'm going to tip them. So.
All right, guys. Well, anything else?
Well, that's it. That's our tips. That's our professional pundency.
Yep. Whoever got onto the Supercoach, guys, well done. When does it start? When does the actual game start?
We don't play each other this week. I think it's from round 3.
Zach says good night to everyone, man. He says good luck with your teams in the AFL and NRL this week. Stay safe and see you on the next live chat.
Right.
Cheers, Zakal. Take care, my friend.
Zakal's a legend.
Man.
But guys, I'm not sure when we're going to be able to do this next week because of work and stuff. But we'll try to get on for the round does start. But we'll talk about it.
Working Monday, Tuesday night next week.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll talk about it and go from there. But guys, thanks for coming, guys.
Didn't you do Monday this week, John?
Yeah, I had Monday night.
Sunday. Okay, yeah. So Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. So I'm only free Wednesday night, boys. I'm not sure what's happening with the other cast, but yeah, let us know.
We'll see how we go.
We're gonna have to get John in while he's at work. On Skype, just like this, just holding the phone. That's the best.
All
right, lads. Well, yeah, it was a good show.
It's a good show. I love talking footy, guys, with you, and can't wait to be back. Guys, if you're brand new to the show, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Stay hunky.
Like it.
Peace
out. Take it easy, guys.
We love you.
Peace.
See you guys.